You don't get things in your name just because you want them. This isn't pro wrestling.
Right.
You can literally go right now to Deed Poll and you can change whatever you want about your name because you want it. All right. So yes, you can get whatever you want in your name.
You can't get anything.
All right. The next one is a WWE
Let me tell you
WCW
something,
Tag Team
brother.
Title Unification Tag Team match. So, fuck
And
you.
you also had a free stipulation choice as well. Would you mind if I went first? Because I feel like you guys might go along similar lines again, and mine's kind of
go on.
does. So, this is the match where I had the Steiner brothers, but they're going up against Jeff Hardy and Bubba Ray Dudley.
What? Okay, interesting.
So I've got a
Just so you can
backstory
get it
for
to
this
be a
one.
TLC.
No. I like the stipulation is a tables match. It's in Bubba's wheelhouse at least. But yeah, I have a storyline and backstory to this. So obviously, with the invasion, Steiners come in. They're essentially a powerhouse team. So why do you book that? Have them have the WCW title straight away. They just constantly squash tag teams, like barely like ever have to go a long distance. They're just completely dominating. Isn't long before they get the WWE title, so they're holding both belts. And then they kind of up their ante then, so it's no longer just squashing tag teams. They're like beating tag teams up backstage, which is how both Matt Hardy and Devon get injured before this match. So Bubba Ray and Jeff are like, we could try and take them out for WWE. We could get the titles back. And that's what leads to this match. And then this was a way so I could have at least a Hardy boy and a Dudley boy on the same team. And you can kind of like build the match around that as well. I feel like that these two guys have got history. Can they get along? It'd be quite funny watching Bubba go, Jeff, get the table. But
Can I add to this?
Yeah.
You know when he does the whole Devon get the tables and Devon get your own damn tables.
Yeah.
Can we have Jeff do that?
Yeah, you can have Jeff do that. He's like, I don't get the table.
Or Jeff's like, yeah, get the table. Goes under the ring, but it's Jeff Hardy. He gets a ladder.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you can just work it up cool ways like that. Yeah, like imagine them try like doing each other's like tag team moves, like they go for a 3D, but it's Jeff and Bubba. Then I don't know, they try to do like poetry in motion in the corner. You could have fun with it, but
because Jeff on all fours.
Yeah, and then Bubba's like, but then ultimately, because they are a bit of the strange bedfellows type team, I'd still have the Steiners go over here and continue their dominance because it's the Steiners. They were pretty much going to win. Yeah,
I really like that.
It was a wild option because I was like struggling to fit the Dudleys and the Hardy boys on this because I've got a belter of a tag match later. But I was like, okay, this could be a fun compromise and a fun little story.
Yeah, the invasion should be.
And for this show, you could have Devon and Matt come out to do a bit of interference, try to like get the revenge back, but then ultimately Steiner still prevail. So there's a lot you can do.
Who did we have for the first tag match?
Edge and Christian and Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
okay. Yeah, you go.
So I have the Steiners versus the Dudleys in a 3 stages of hell match.
Okay, and what's the stipulations?
So the first match, so basically the Steiners and the Dudleys have been going back and forth for the whole lead up to this pay-per-view, just trading wins, just doing anything because they're like, the Steiners like, we're the best tag team in WCW, therefore the world. The Dudleys, we're the best tag team in WWF, therefore the world. Been going back and forth. So they said, right, well, there's 3 stages of hell match. The first stipulation, the last stipulation is just going to be a bog standard tag team wrestling match. I know it's boring, but that's what it is. And then the Steiners get to choose one, the Dudleys get to choose one. Obviously, the Dudleys choose tables. The Steiners choose amateur wrestling.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, I like that.
So they have a flip of a coin to see whose stipulation goes first. It's the Steiners. So you have the amateur wrestling match. The Steiners they're laughing. They think we've got this. So they get, but the Dudleys turn around and win this amateur wrestling match against the Steiners. As soon as they heard, they were like, right, that's it. 18 hours a day in the gym practicing with their amateur wrestling. But because the Steiners aren't sweating it, they haven't been practicing. They've been going partying and kissing biceps and tables match.
Wearing chainmail.
Wearing chainmail on your head like a cross. Sorry, Scott, don't come after me.
Sorry, Scott, please don't kill us. We did the maths, it makes sense.
Yeah, all four of us, I don't like our odds, even though Scott's like, what, closing on 70?
I mean, I don't know. He looks like he's slightly deflated the last few years. Those muscles aren't.
I wouldn't like our odds.
Is this an official challenge to Scott Steiner, Jace?
No, I've just said I don't like our odds.
The numbers spell disaster for you.
So anyway, tables match. So this is where the Steiners win the tables match.
Mm-hmm.
Again, NWO. Scott was a big part of the NWO. So they come out. Both the Dudleys go through tables.
Mm.
One, I don't know how Bubba Ray's going to go through one. I just know Devon's going through because of a Frankensteiner.
Okay.
So you've got your bog standard tag team match to finish it.
Uh-huh.
The Dudleys, they're hurting. They've gone through tables. But because by this point, because the NWO has already interfered, a lot of WWE guys have come down. They're not surrounding the ring, but they've chased off the NWO, and they're sort of in the crowd, sort of just keeping an eye out. And this goes back and forth. This tag match goes for about 20 minutes. It's going to be a long one. Just near falls, almost trading finishes. And then eventually, they hit the 3D on Scott. Need to get the pin. Rick breaks it up. And then they hit a 3D on Rick, onto Scott. Get the pin. Dudley's go over.
Nice.
Solid,
Real good.
solid.
Real good.
Solid. No, brilliant. Scott, Garrett, which one of you would like to pitch?
Was this one that you had to scramble together as well?
Yes. But I think I got it. I think I got it.
All right,
Okay.
you go, Scott, then. You take it.
The Hardy Boys, who I initially had for this match, but I had to swap out Harlem Heat, sadly. So there could be a contrast of styles here. The Hardy Boys versus the Steiners. It will be
Brothers versus brothers.
Brothers versus brothers. It will be an absolute clash of styles as to not. But the stipulation, I've gone a bit weird. I've gone for instead of last man standing. I've gone for last team standing.
Right. So do both men have to be down at the same time, or is it like elimination?
Yeah. Both of them down for a solid 10.
Okay.
And I'll have the Steiners basically be like the Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn style of match, where it's just like small man get back up, and yeah, I want the Hardy Boys to put on a spirited affair, get some weapons in, have that be their Achilles heel. Jeff jumps off a ladder through 8 breaker boxes and 7 tables, and there's an explosion that will make Michael Bay very happy. But in the end,
Sorry,
yeah.
the fly.
And in the end, just like that fly, they stay down for 10. Steiner's
No,
got
that fly's dead.
it's at least dead for more than 10 seconds, so that still counts.
Awesome.
I like
Garrett, yeah, I like it as well. It's another solid one. Garrett, have you watched the?
It is, yes. The Steiners in a Iron Man tag team match. Let's say 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Against the APA.
Oh,
I nearly put this. I nearly put this.
oh, that's really good.
And the story
I very nearly
obviously
had
is.
the APA, except after because I wasn't sure whether the Dudleys were with WWE or ECW or with ECW at the time. So I was like,
Sure.
oh, not the Dudleys, do the EPA, and then last minute I googled it. And I was like,
Well, again,
here's the Dudleys.
Where were you booking it? So you could have put them wherever you wanted to. Pal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy one. You just go like, who's harder, and that's why it's an Iron Man match. You have it like go like real long. You
like
have
like
the
a
Steiners
kitchen
be
supply
cocky, eat the
store.
first fall. But you have the Steiners be cocky, right? Eat the first fall, and then get like 5. Like just real quick succession. Just get like 5, and then it's the APA, just like over half an hour working back to that, like to right on the last 3 minutes, 5-5, right? Only like right at the end for the Steiners to get Layfield in a submission, and then he's reaching in to like stop him from tapping, and then right at the last he taps. Damn.
One spot I'd really like for that match is clothesline from hell, half no sold by Scott, who is like, they then goes and then like amidst hulking up, the second clothesline from hell comes in and it knocks him flat on his ass. That's a spot I'd really like.
You know what? If I've got your vote, it's in.
You know what I love?
Can I add a caveat? Can I add a moment to that? Every one of the falls the APA eat, Bradshaw eats the pin or the submission.
That's a little too delicious.
That's all that's going on in my head, but
because we can't do Ron Simmons dirty. He's too much of a like a G.
So I nearly put this because what I love about it is just the idea that it's like a fridge and a freezer just fighting a washing machine and a dryer. It's just appliances clashing into each other. It's just a big hot fight.
It's a fridge. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The IKEA Battle Royale has begun.
Hold on one sec. Just hold on one second. A fridge and a freezer against a washing machine and a dryer. Do you want to explain yourself?
It's just like several appliances really just going at one another, just clashing. It's a big hot fight. That's what a big hot fight is.
Can I just say, like, whenever it happens that all 4 of us are in the same location at the same time, we need to dress up as a fridge, a freezer, a washer and a dryer, go to Curry's and have a fight.
Have an Iron Man tag team match.
Yeah, but I just know that I'm gonna be like the Spike Dudley mini freezer, or mini fridge, and I'm just gonna be the one taking all the bumps.
Screw this
Well,
invasion angle.
Between me and Greg, we're both just gonna be fridge freezers.
Can we just book just a kitchen appliances WrestleMania next episode? Oh my god, that's so funny.
A match I would love to see: Toaster versus George Foreman Grill. Bring it on.
You talk about David and Goliath, table versus chairs, tables versus chairs.
Well, to be honest, it's WWF in the early 2000s, so they'd probably book a Toaster versus Bath match. To be honest. What? There's no one else there.
Very good.
What? Very scared special
Let's save
guest
on Pyro.
referee.
Quick, the
just
rock's
a
coming
referee
out.
like
Push the toaster in the back.
Bang!
I think we
So
need
anyway-
to move past this and put our vote in. So
yeah, Steiners against the APA.
yeah,
There's one vote for Steiners APA.
Steiner's APA.
I'll vote for it as well. Hey, Babby.
Hello.
We have a baby.
What does she vote for?
Who's all these crazy guys?
Hello.
This is a very stark shift from the Toaster talk.
Oh god, tears streaming down my face.
It's going
Right,
completely
so that
wrong. Right,
that's
restart
two
the vote
votes.
again.
Okay, Steiner's APA.
Jeff Hardy, Bubba Ray, and the Steiners.
Oh, that's so close between you two. It's so close. I really like them. I might have to. I'm gonna switch.
Changing?
I'm gonna switch to
Switching
Greg.
your vote.
I'm gonna switch to
Okay.
Greg. I'm gonna switch to Greg.
Hardys versus the Steiners? Oh no, it's Dudley Boys versus Steiners.
Dudleys and Steiners.
Yep.
3 stages of hell.
Yeah, I'll go for
Okay.
that. It was well thought out. He's thought about it for a while.
It was very good.
He's got no way out.
So I think that means I won that one, didn't I?
The appliance match
think it was-
going on at Jace's house.
It was a tie. It was a tie, I think, wasn't it?
No, because Scott switched.
Stop opening things.
It's really close in my head. I think.
Okay, Scott, your the decisive vote. Is it going to be APA and Steiners, or is it Jeff and Bubba versus the Steiners? It's your vote because you keep switching. You've got to decide.
It's really tough. Both of them are very good. I'm gonna go with Garrett.
Nice.
These Southerners sticking together.
It
We're
was
I'm further away from Scott than Scott is to you. You know.
that is kind of true. Devon is so far away.
Yeah,
Do-
I'm
do
right
either
where
of you live
where
north of Scott's
south.
Corner? No. Then you're-
I live south of everything. Nothing is.
He lives
is
south of me,
me.
and I live on the coast.
Yeah.
Well, now that that's settled, match number 6 was another free choice. Who would like to take the lead on this one?
I will because I've
Go
moved
for it.
people around. And I will do Mr. Perfect is back. He's back, everyone. Mr. Perfect is back.
Yay!
And he's fighting Triple H, who isn't injured.
That's fine. I've got Triple H later on as well.
Bye.
Yeah, I've also got Triple H.
Bye, Becky.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Um,
They're gonna grow up to be.
I think that's only the second time she's been on the pod.
Yeah, she's gonna grow up to be the most cursed wrestling fan, because we're gonna make it so.
what was my match? Triple H,
Triple H,
Mr. Perfect.
Triple
It's-
H, Mr. Perfect.
Does it write itself? I will say that it does, and you guys will go, yeah. It writes itself.
That's it. That's fine if that's all you got. Who's winning then? Who's going over?
Mr. Perfect is going over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I thought about this for a very long time.
Okay. Okay. No, I mean that would be a really good match. I would definitely pay to see that. I'll take it next. I'm going with a tornado tag street fight. It's Vince and Shane McMahon versus Eric Bischoff and Diamond Dallas Page, with Mick Foley
honestly-
as the special guest referee.
Ooh.
I honestly thought
He
you
was
were gonna
he was
say
a special
Eric
guest
Bischoff
referee for 2
and
matches
Ted
on base,
Turner.
wasn't he?
Wait, what? What was that, Chase?
I thought you were going to, when you said Vince and Shane, I thought you were going to say Eric Bischoff and Ted Turner.
Billionaire Ted, let's get him in. No. Like I knew I wanted a Vince versus Bischoff match on the card because I mean it's the big WWE versus WCW that have to fight, but just having the two of them do it, it wouldn't be that great. You need someone in there to kind of help the match along. Shane can kind of go and he'll do some really daft shit, and then DDP is a good workhorse and he is one of Bischoff's boys, really. So kind of made sense. Right itself, you just draw upon their history of the Monday Night Wars and obviously this big invasion angle because Bischoff would be leading it, of course, and Vince is obviously leading it for WWE. The reason I put Mick Foley in it because I tie into the real life story of how he was unceremoniously fired as commissioner at the end of 2000. But then on top of that, he's also obviously got a bit of a bad history with WCW. So the whole thing in the match is like, is he going to call it down the middle? Is he on one side or the other? You can have all the crazy stuff. Obviously, have Shane hit the coast to coast on Bischoff. Maybe that's how Vince can get the pinfall for him. Even if you want to have it like this way, I thought you could have like like someone DDP gets in Foley's face, and that's when he hits the mandible claw, and DDP kind of helps them a little bit win the match. So yeah, and just to get that Vince versus Bischoff match on the card, and obviously they'd have Vince and Shane go over because it's Vince.
Nice. Okay.
I'll go.
Yeah,
George.
go
Do you
for
want to go, Scott?
You go.
Yep. Okay. So mine is possibly the match that every fan ever of wrestling wanted to happen, and it never did. The Undertaker versus Sting, Hell in a Cell.
Okay, I've got this match later.
I also
I'm
have
not-
this match later.
I also have this match later. I wonder what we will vote for.
So I wasn't. I'm not 100% on the stipulation yet. I'm torn between what stipulation, but I'm going to go with Hell in a Cell because I think this Hell in a Cell needs to be like somehow they need to do it where it's like a last minute, right? It's Hell in a Cell, and it's going to be because of the amount of interference by the NWO.
Again, those dastardly NWO.
And this is like when I would have this later in the card, but
Okay, before you finish, because we've all got this match, how about we make this round? We've all picked this match. We then just have to pitch our scenario.
Oh,
storyline
stipulations.
in stipulation, and we'll vote on it. And then that way, we still get the match, but we're voting for.
We're
which
voting
one
on
has the better
stipulation.
story, stipulation, that kind of thing.
This
So
will be our
whatever-
Undertaker Sting match.
Yeah, so whatever match you had here, just flip it with wherever you had Undertaker and Sting on the card, okay?
No, I'm not moving Triple H versus Mr. Perfect to my main event.
You
Right,
can.
well-
That's main event
holy
material.
shit, you
that.
had Undertaker and Sting as your main event.
I didn't
Yeah.
have them as my main event. Right, we'll still
I'm
have
sorry,
this
but it's like it's all four of us had this. This is a main event. This is the highest grossing pay-per-view of all time type shit right there.
See, I think my main event at the time eclipses Undertaker and Sting.
I mean, there are a
Mine
couple of
would.
little tweaks,
Mine
you
would.
know. I'm sure a couple of people have got something else that I might have as well. I'm sure we were going to go on something.
I think with the quality we had at the time, and even like back in 2001, you got to think like even though Undertaker and Sting were big names, the idea of this being a dream match wasn't that much of a thing then.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't
kind of.
until 2006, 2007 that this became like the dream match.
It's just we're finally having it announced. We'll still have this round be deciding who has the best Taker Sting match, and then we can decide on the placing later on. Is that fair?
That makes
Sure.
sense. Yeah.
Cool. Right. So, Jace, do you want to go for your pitch again? So we'll start with you.
So, right, it's later in the night. We'll have it. Vince and Eric all throughout the night. It's being cut into like backstage. They've just been arguing and bickering about everything, even if it's like what kind of milk they should have in their office for the coffee, whether it be full fat or semi-skimmed. They're arguing about everything. And Vince says, "Okay, let's do this." Like Vince is fuming because of the amount of interference by the NWO. So,
And he wanted
okay,
semi-skimmed.
No, Vince is a full fat man. He needs that protein.
Cool. Still a sparkling.
So he says, "Okay, I want this match. The NWO are not getting involved." He goes, "Well, how are you going to stop it? It's going to be inside Hell in a Cell." And Eric's just like, "Well, no." So he goes, so Vince is like, Eric just has this. They just portray Eric just has this weird like sort of throwing Vince so off guard. It diffuses him. He's like, "Oh, should we flip a coin for it?" That's what they do. They flip a coin. It's inside Hell in a Cell. And this match is think Shawn Michaels Undertaker quality Hell in a Cell match.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got the added spectacle of the entrances. You've got both like just the icons, the cornerstones of both companies for so long, just going at it, throwing everything. We get baseballs, we get chairs, baseball bats, sorry. We get chairs, we get tables, we get like both of them are just bleeding profusely, neither one giving an inch. And I have this match not having a winner.
Controversial. Okay, I get it.
Because if you give it to the Undertaker, it's like, see, I'm sort of looking at this in the long term as well. That'd be the nail in the coffin, the final nail in the coffin of WCW. The Undertaker beating Sting in his match. But also, if you do it, Sting goes over. It's like, well, why is Sting going over the Undertaker in Hell in a Cell? So
I get it.
There's no winner, but there's no screwy finish. There's no interference. There's no nothing. It's just both men can't answer that 10 count.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Literally, this is how I'd have the finish go.
Well, you'd have a count out in a Hell in a Cell.
No, not a count out, but neither man can get up.
Okay.
It's just like they're both spent. Sting hits a Scorpion Death Drop on the Undertaker. Barely makes it to a cover. Both men get up after the Undertaker kicks out. Undertaker hits a tombstone. Sting kicks out. And then neither man can get up. That's it, they're both done. They use their last bit of energy to deliver the tombstone and to kick out. That's it. That's how the match ends.
Okay.
All right.
I'll listen to that. Do you mind if I quickly run through mine? I've got it.
Go for it.
In nice run. So this was originally going to be my 8th match on the card where we had the free stipulation. I went with Buried Alive. And the reason for this is because I'm planning for the future with this as well. So basically, for the most part, this writes itself, even though...
Eighth match?
Because the 8th match was a singles match, but it was free stipulation. Remember, we've swapped stuff around. Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, because we're still on the 6th one, but we're all just pitching this one and we'll figure out the ordering later. Anyway, so I'm kind of going for long-term booking. Again, even though obviously we said, though, this wasn't ideally a dream match, it would still be that dream feud people wanted. But what I do for the build throughout the whole invasion angle, they never have a match together, but you can have them maybe in tag matches, multi-man matches, and it is building around of who is the more loyal guy, because they were each loyal to their own respective brand. So that's how you kind of build it. You get to this. The big thing of this is that Undertaker would be the American badass going into this match, which he was in 2001. And Sting would obviously just be in his full Crow icon regalia. The match would obviously be great, and it's obviously a big gimmick match, which obviously Buried Alive is still quite a big thing then. But of course, the big thing with Buried Alive is Undertaker doesn't win them. So I'd have Sting go over here because the idea is we want Taker to, even though I love the American badass, again, a lot of people didn't like it. The dream match is obviously you want to see the Dead Man versus Sting.
Yeah.
So we have Sting win here in order for Undertaker to go away for a while and set up the return of the Dead Man. So maybe this is at the end of the year, goes into the Royal Rumble. You have the Dead Man tease come back. Then it builds to Sting versus Taker at WrestleMania 18.
Yeah.
We go to 2002. Taker gets his win back there.
Mine is incredibly similar, but instead of Buried Alive, I went with a casket match. And I have also Sting going over, and basically the exact same thing, where eventually we get the Dead Man back. But Buried Alive, I think, especially since kayfabe was a bit more of a proper thing back then, Buried Alive would make the gravitas a little bit heavier. So I'd have that over the casket. I'll actually just kind of already say that's my one. I'd have the casket, but I'm okay with the Buried Alive. I'm okay with that.
Awesome. Garrett, what would your build stipulation be for the two of them? Given we've kind of took your main event where you're muted.
You're muted.
I'm sorry. I just gave a really good presentation on Sting Taker. Anyway, obviously, you've got American Badass Taker. Here's what I would do. I would, have them fight a few people as the invasion happens. They're not really doing anything too big. Badass Taker's just killing a few sort of undercard wrestlers, squashing, blah, 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 blah. And we haven't really seen Sting yet. But we'll have some spooky shit start happening during Taker's matches. Just some basic lights flickering, whatever, it goes on and on to the point where you have midway through a Taker match, or he's about to pin someone, doesn't matter who it is, and the Titantron comes on, and it's just a house, and it's like, why is there a house? And it's like a following camera, it's like almost handheld, right? And as someone goes in, you're like, this is a weird kind, almost spooky house, but it's a nice house. It's Paul Bearer's house, who at the time was still with WWE. He was in a backstage role at the time before he went to Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. Basically, my plan is I would go and have Sting be a Healy boy, and I would have him basically do the Joker before the Joker, where he comes in and films himself beating the shit out of Paul Bearer and his family, because it's 2001. A badass Taker, biker Taker is like, what the fuck? And then, it leads to the point where Sting is goading him again and again and again, like his bat to Paul Bearer. He fucks up Kane at one point, maybe in his debut match, and then steals Taker's bike. We finally get to the match, right? Taker's had a few vignettes. He's without his bike. Sting comes in on the bike. He's really laughing it up, being evil Sting, and then he's expecting Badass Taker. However, Badass Taker doesn't come out. Right, Ministry of Darkness type Taker comes out instead of waiting till WrestleMania, because this is the dream match here, the dream card. That's when I would have him come out, and I'd probably have it be like an unsanctioned type match, just because it has a more brutal element than Extreme Rules or whatever. Okay. Then I would probably still have I'd have Taker go over if it's Evil Taker.
Fair enough. Nice. All right, I think some solid pitches there. So this is the hard part, and then it's going to be hard having to reconfigure the list, but it's fine. All right, we'll go with who wants to vote for Jason's Hell in the Cell idea.
I was there until it was a draw in a Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
Yeah, you nearly had me.
Sorry,
I don't mind a double count out, especially for those two.
I'm just trying, I didn't think of storylines at all. I'm just winging this shit.
That's fine, man. That's fine. I mean, that was pretty good up until draw. Yeah, you lost me.
We technically all win because we all got our picks.
I just couldn't decide on who should go over.
It was hard, but
it's sort of like what Greg did, thinking planning for WrestleMania. I was like, you can't kill Sting that early.
Exactly. That's why you kill the badass and then have the dead man come back.
Yeah, I've got to side with that.
When Garrett was talking about Ministry Taker coming out, I was just thinking oh, that would have been brilliant. Just a spot have you all seen The Crow 2?
Yes.
No. Well, there's a bit in The Crow 2 where he's just hitting him with his trench coat. The Crow's hitting some guy with his trench coat. And he's doing the magpie thing, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. He's doing that, but with crows. But he just puts so much emphasis on 7 crows. There just needs to be a moment in that match of just Taker and Sting just hitting each other with trench coats. I don't know why, but that would make my life just complete. I could die happy.
Okay, who votes for Garrett?
I actually vote for
Garrett. Again, I was teetering in between, but I'm going to go for Greg.
Okay, and who votes for me? So Scott.
That was me.
I don't want to make it a tie with. I don't want to make it a tie with
Voted for
myself,
none.
but I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it a tie with myself. However, I would go for yours because it's similar to mine, where it has to be. It has to be like that. Yeah. So it's
Okay,
between
so-
you and I.
So scissors first, right?
Fuck's sake! Yeah. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Shoot.
1, 2, 3, shoot. I want to kill myself. This bath and toaster match. I'm the special guest referee for that.
Okay. So
I've got I think I've got one match in at this point.
okay,
I can't even remember what.
Right, so now
special guest referee.
so can I ask
APA Steiners, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask, so Scott and Jace, where do you have your Take a Sting match placed on the card?
It was the next free choice after the US
Free.
Intercontinental one.
That's where it was placed on mine. Jace, where was yours placed?
6th.
Oh, so yours was 6th.
I'm-
Would you mind? Can you swap your 6th and 8th just so I can keep my Take a Sting where it is and it won't fuck up trying to rearrange everything?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy doing that as well.